The Philadelphia Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl.
In case you haven't heard, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl after a dominant win over the San Francisco 49ers.
And jubilant fans took to the streets celebrating with singing, dancing, and, of course, what has become a tradition, the pole climbing. But things did take an ugly turn late in the evening.
That's right. Fights broke out, property was destroyed, and police finally had to mobilize to restore order.
Staying focused for Jesus.
Thanks for waking up with us.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Staying Focused for Jesus. Hope each and every one of you are having a blessed day in the Lord Jesus Christ. As always, today's January 31st, 2023. January 31st, 2023, Tuesday. 8 days ago, on January 22nd, I dropped a video titled, as you see on the screen, "The Real Reason Why I Stopped Watching Football. This Might Convict You." And the video is pretty much self-explanatory. And at the time, the Eagles were not going to the Super Bowl. Fast forward, the Eagles are playing in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. And what is being brought up, predominantly what I see amongst my people, because I'm among my people on Facebook and, the different social media platforms to see what's being said and also to hopefully reach my people, is this fact, notion, however you want to put it, because some people make the argument that Patrick Mahomes isn't black because his mother is white, which is foolish. Make up your mind. But they're talking about how you have two black quarterbacks for the first time playing in the Super Bowl. Two black quarterbacks for the first time playing in the Super Bowl. Oh my God, where do I start? Where do I start? If I was still into football like that, I would be very, very excited. I would be very, very excited because on a fleshly level, the Philadelphia Eagles, that's my team. The Philadelphia Eagles, that's my team on a fleshly level. But I see they made it in. I was like, oh, okay. Now I went on about my business, which is pretty much the same thing I was saying in this video for those who want to check it out. Now, what I do want to do is I want to go over here to Facebook and read a post that I wrote. I want to expound on it, and then I want to bring up some other points. I just wanted to bring this up so y'all have a basis of what we're talking about for those who don't know. The last time Philly won the Super Bowl was under Nick Foles, who professes Christ and beat the warlock Tom Brady. If you're not familiar with why I'm calling Tom Brady a warlock, it's because his wife is a witch. There's no conspiracy theory. She said it herself. I got videos on that for those who want to check that out. I see everyone flooding the internet talking about this is the first time two black quarterbacks will be in the Super Bowl. And y'all are truly content and happy with that. More on that later. What I don't see from most of you is that both of them credit Christ. This is the hypocrisy of people. This is the hypocrisy. This is a hypocrisy that runs rampant amongst our people. When it comes to something dealing with blackness, oh yeah. But when it comes to something dealing with Christ, oh no, let's not bring that up. This is when it matters that Christ is black. because you bring up those points and use those points to lead people to the gospel. Me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, but me personally, I care, but I don't care that Christ is black or white. Is he who he say he is? That's what matters to me the most. And I bring this up because you got people that make it seem like, oh, you're speaking about Christ being black, so you're causing division. Well, if a black Christ is causing division to lead you away from the gospel, then you was never for us in the first place. So take your ass on. We don't want your kind around. And I don't apologize for saying that. We're being too soft on these people and giving these people a free pass. When it was white Jesus, white Jesus, white Jesus, kumbaya, let's all come together, come to our church, make sure you pay your tithes. And my white brothers and sisters, if you're in Christ, you know I love you. But you know I'm going to keep it real. You know I'm going to keep it real. Most black people grew up on white Jesus. Most black people grew up thinking that Jesus was white. And most black people did not have a problem with Jesus being white or thinking that he's white because the word spoke to us. In the same way they use the Bible, y'all don't ask these questions. You gotta ask the right questions. Out of all religions in the world, why do they use the Bible to allegedly keep us enslaved under the so-called white man's religion? We going in today. This is gonna be a good one. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I shouldn't have to tell you that. But hey, why do they use the Bible? Why do they use quote unquote Christianity, even though Christianity was already around? It had nothing to do with the white man. Go study your history. Why do they use the Quran? Why do they use Buddhism or Hinduism? Because Christ said the words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. Nobody's going to make an argument, unless you're stupid, that words aren't spiritual. Let's not even mention the Bible. Nobody's going to make an argument in their right mind that words aren't spiritual. So either way, we talking about the Bible or we're not, words are still spiritual. And if words are spiritual, that means they speak to a person's spirit. So therefore, if we can conclude, and we can without even talking about the Bible, with that point, then why did the Bible speak to the slaves more than any other religion, any other book? Why did they choose that specifically? It must have been something. It wasn't because, oh, this was their religion. No, we're talking about a people that had got the system of slavery from another people, mostly the Arabs. Hey, this is what they believe. Use this against them. If somebody get to talking about, Satanism, the religion of Satanism and everything, and try to keep me and try to indoctrinate me with that, when I have an understanding of my history, we talking to slaves, they knew where they came from, y'all. It's not like they're us, where we forgot or it was suppressed from us. They knew because they had just been taken from their homeland. Let's use some common sense. So people will come again and say, you're going to believe, we're going to use this satanic Bible or these satanic doctrines to indoctrinate you. It's not going to work like that. Now, if they keep on doing it, then they can break people. But just come and say, hey, this is the satanic Bible says, obey your masters. I'm like, it has no power over me. But if you take something that we already was believing, that was already known, and use it and manipulate it, because they don't say slaves obey your masters in that context. I hate when people say it. It says servants obey your masters. Y'all love to bring up what the Bible say, but then you talk about the Bible is the book of the white man, but you go every day and you wake up, work a 9 to 5, most of y'all, to go work for the same white man that you're talking about. You're a bunch of damn hypocrites. You don't say nothing when he tell you what to go do. You don't say nothing when they do at work and you get looked over for promotion or for a raise. You don't say nothing when they look at you, how they look at you like you the scum of the earth. But you want to bring up this bull jive lie about Christianity and the Bible being the white man's religion instead of telling the truth. I told you, I'm an old school preacher now. I'm old school. I got the old, it said old folk, old soul in me. The old soul of the prophets of old that walked in the mighty spirit of Christ. Coming to you, speaking with power and authority, true power and authority, not this bull job that's out here. They hate Christ so much. They don't want you to see the truth and know the truth so much that they have to lie. So again, I said, what I don't see for most of you is that both of them credit Christ. Why y'all didn't bring that up? You bringing up the point about them being black? Y'all sure are silent on that. Y'all hate Christ so much that you have to lie, manipulate, deceive, misdirect, and much more just to not bring his name up. When we speak about others, we tell you straight up what they believe because these other gods put no fear in us. I'm not afraid to tell you what so-and-so believe that. If you want to go follow that, then go follow it. I don't care. That's you. I'm going to stand on what I believe in. And then they say, let the chips fall where they may. Just like you got Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. The best team is going to win. All of them talking. Everybody talk, oh, the Chiefs going to do this, the Chiefs going to do that. The Eagles going to do this, the Eagles going to do that. Nobody knows yet. We don't know yet. So you have to come on the field, the battlefield, put it all on the line, and the best team will win. It's simple as that. That's why I don't care what other people talk about with their gods. You can say what your God gonna do, and your God gonna do this, and your God gonna do that. Shout out to brother Aniel. Shout out to brother Aniel. I know you're gonna watch this video. Love you, brother. Much prayers and blessings to you. Y'all just excuse me with the notification. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out. Pause it. Go get a brother a like. This brother has been was and has been, past, present, and future, has been a strong brother in the Lord. I'm thankful for the fellowship that I have with him. Now I'm also thankful for all the fellowship that I have with each and every one of you that I speak to on a regular basis. And if I haven't spoken to you in a while, or we have never spoken on the phone, I still thank you. I'm grateful for the prayers. I'm grateful for everything that you have done for this ministry. And I cannot overstate that. But y'all make sure y'all go give a brother some love, some support, in regards to his journey in real estate. We got some plans. We just have to move according to the will and timing of God. So again, I said, when we speak about others, we tell you straight up what they believe because these other gods put no fear in us. We can all talk, oh, our God is the greatest. That's what we believe. They believe their God is the greatest. Let's go on the battlefield, which is what we're on, and then it's going to be settled. That's why I tell you the truth is not debated, it is declared. All that talking, we can talk all day. Let's take it to the field. It's simple. All that talking about this person's a prophet and that person's a prophet. Let's take it to the field of the prophets and settle it. And that's what I do. That's what I do. They don't want to do that because they know they're going to lose. And then even when a person loses and the game is fair, what do they say? Oh, so-and-so was cheating. Oh, y'all cheated. So you're saying God cheated because God is the one that's judging it, right? They end up condemning themselves. Now I tell you, we do this. Now back to my other point. Do we own the NFL? Are we getting ad revenue in our pockets? Is 2 black quarterbacks being in the Super Bowl helping to pay our bills, offset inflation, or move us from under spiritual and economic curses? I wouldn't be surprised if this Super Bowl ends up being one of the most watched, if not the most watched Super Bowl ever. And y'all, I'm going to say it, YouTube can flag it or whatever. Y'all niggas is going to tap dance like you always do. 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, and oh my God, it's such a big deal. Again, do we own the NFL? Are we in the position of making decisions? They gonna get their money. You gonna get your money. You gonna feel good, or you gonna feel bad. You gonna feel good because the Eagles won, or they lost, which means you'll feel bad. Or on the flip side, with the Kansas City Chiefs, and then what? It's gonna build some type of pride in you, which is what sports is mostly used for today, to instill American pride, American patriotism to your state, which is a part of what? This country that we know as America. Oh my God. I didn't know he was gonna break it down like that. I told you, y'all know when I get to rolling, when the Holy Spirit get to rolling in me. So then, as I'm typing this, I was upset. Because sometimes I be typing stuff and people think I'd be upset, but I don't really be as upset as people think I'd be. It just, as the word says, be fishers of men. Sometimes I be posting stuff, I be making a cake. You think I'm mad making a cake? At least that mad? I ain't that mad. But this time I was. I said, dang it. 2 black quarterbacks being in the Super Bowl solves absolutely nothing. Then, oh, come on, man. It shows our greatness. Somebody got something stupid to say. If you don't know our capability and greatness by now, then go to hell. How could you say such a thing? Because it's simple. Y'all stay hollering about greatness, but most of y'all niggas is garbage in life, doing absolutely nothing but contributing death. Man, that's pretty harsh. We need to hear some harsh talk. That's our problem. That's our problem. Ain't nobody, and you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody, I'm speaking collectively. Ain't nobody telling us like it should be told. We so stiff-necked today that we have to bring a harsher message. We see that in the scriptures. God himself said that. I got to do this and I got to do that because y'all niggas still ain't listening. And just if you don't know, nigga is in the Bible. I got a sermon on that showing you is clearly in the Bible. I know some of you probably offended by me saying that, but let me explain. When I say Negro, I say nigga, I'm saying nigga, I'm talking about the basis of the Negro. And YouTube probably ain't got no problem with me saying that because you know how YouTube get down. But if I say something else, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna keep it real. If I need to make a point, I'm gonna make a point using certain words without crossing a line. And if I need to make a point without crossing a line, then I just expound on that point by telling the story so you get the point. But y'all want 2 black quarterbacks. I want every single molecule down to a level that I don't even currently understand. I want everything they took from us. Every single molecule. What they say? We are not the same. We are not the same. How can he talk like this? Y'all want 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Y'all happy about that. No, I want every molecule. What I just say? Y'all want 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. I want every single molecule. Every single molecule I want. Every single molecule they took, I want it back. And we're going to get it back. That's the type of say energy, frequency, vibration I'm on right there. That's the level I'm on. I don't want to just own the NFL, be an NFL owner. I don't want to just own this or own that. I want every single molecule, every single red penny, every single molecule that makes up a penny, every single speck of dirt, every single mineral in the molecule that makes up that mineral. I want it because it belongs to us through Christ. And we coming to get it. We coming to get it. We already here. Now, let me see. See if I can click this without it tripping. Sometimes it be tripping. So Nick Foles, he won the Super Bowl. Last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl, he professes to be a Christian. He said, just like when I hoisted, the Lombardi Trophy, the reason I'm smiling, my faith was in Christ. But nobody want to talk about that for real, for real. Jalen Hurts credits his direction in life to God and his dad. They want to bring up all the stuff that we as black people do in the broken homes and everything, which is the spirit of death. But this man professes to be a Christian and he got his father in his life. That should be the headline. That should be the headline right there. They want to talk about two black quarterbacks headlining, starring in the Super Bowl. But they don't want to talk about these men. At the minimum, they profess Christ. Now, we can argue if they're legit or not. That could be an argument, but that's an argument amongst us as believers. Why they don't want to tell the whole story? Because they are a bunch of damned hypocrites. Yes, damned hypocrites, because they are damnable. They want to bring up the point of them being black men. Why? Because they're walking in the flesh. All they care about is the flesh. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl bound, says John 13:7 inspired him. It's my favorite verse. And, he has a pretty powerful story in regard to all the adversity and everything that he went through to get to this point now. How Patrick Mahomes was transformed by his Christian faith and uses it to encourage others. Mahomes has relied on God throughout his football career and isn't afraid to share Christ with others. Now, this is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Some are saying that he could surpass Tom Brady and go down as the greatest, and he does have that potential. In my opinion, this is just my opinion for those who know sports, Michael Vick should have been the greatest quarterback ever as it stands right now. People talk about the biggest and the greatest bust in NFL history. For me, Michael Vick is the biggest and greatest bust in NFL history. And I don't like to use that word really, but in the context and for argument's sake, we're going to use it. Some of you may say, how in the world can you say that when Mike Vick accomplished what he accomplished? That's the point. That's the point. If you go listen to some of Michael Vick's interviews, he said that he wished that he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He said he wished that he was drafted by the Eagles and not the Atlanta Falcons, because he would have had a solid foundation to start his career in regards to learning the game. They took advantage of that man because of his God-given talent. For those who know the NFL, there was nothing like Vick the world had ever seen when it came to sports. I'm talking about in all sports. Everybody that knows sports knows that. And if Vick would have had the right system and learned the game the right way, with what he was able to accomplish with his feet and make it to the championship game and everything, he would have won multiple Super Bowls. Imagine, man, Vick had he probably still do, had an arm. Y'all know that? That man be running fast and boom, just throw the ball. You like, how you do that? So, of course, he had this God-given talent. But because of the circumstances and his bad decisions, you could say it destroyed his career. And then you still got people, the man went to prison, served his time for dogfighting, which, we can argue about, was he really doing it or did he finance it? But he was still wrong. And still to today, people are holding that against him. And it's sad to say, but I got to say, it's mostly white people. We live in a world today where people, they love their animals and stuff more than they love people. Are we here to save the animals or are we here to save people? I don't care what you think about white folks or black folks. We're here to preach the gospel to all creatures, and first and foremost to men and women. But more white people got more love for their animals than they do for their fellow black man or black woman because they got so much unrighteous hatred in their heart. I be seeing these folks. Yeah, I'm gonna use that language because hey, I'm gonna keep it real. These folks. In that sense, if you these folks, then you these folks. I ain't saying you shouldn't care for your animals. Because I've had animals and I've cared for. I have animals that have died and I cried over them. My dog that died from parvo and everything. So don't get it twisted and try to put that on me like I know some of y'all is. But y'all be taking it too far, man. I seen these people who do these things had a dog in a carrier like it was a baby. The little thing, I forgot what it's called, but y'all know the little thing that the babies be in, and it got the little tent in there, and they got the little zipper thing on there. The dog was in there. I'm looking like, for real? I ain't saying that black folks do that, but y'all know who mostly do that. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. Whoever I'm talking about, I don't care if I'm talking about my own people or I'm talking about white folks. We gonna keep it real around here. This is what we do. Y'all know y'all probably laughing too, like, yeah. And some white folk probably like, yeah, we do that. I'm just being real. If I can't be real, then you need to go on. Just go on and go listen to somebody else. But these men profess Christ. These men profess Christ, but most people don't want to talk about that. They don't want to bring the name of Christ up. But like I was saying, for me, Michael Vick is the biggest bust in NFL history because of what he could have accomplished. Michael Vick should be currently right now the greatest, as they say, the GOAT of the NFL. Nobody could literally stop him when he first came into the league for years on end. And even when he went to Philly, he was showing out. When he learned the game right, he wasn't as fast. But man, you better go back and watch some of them highlights when he was in Philly and when he actually learned the game right. Oh, and guess who's the quarterback? Guess who's the coach of Patrick Mahomes? The same coach, if I said it right, the same coach that was the coach of Michael Vick when Vick was in Philly. Andy Reid. Andy Reid left, they got fired, and he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and he ended up winning the Super Bowls. So Patrick Mahomes is a upgraded. See, they ain't gonna tell y'all this. Patrick Mahomes is pretty much Vic 2.0, 3.0, because Patrick Mahomes, he's not as fast as Vic, but he understands the game, and he has enough speed, enough elusiveness to get away from defenders like Vic did. And Andy Reid understands that because he had Vic. He also had who? Donovan McNabb. Now, Donovan McNabb, he wasn't fast like that. Donovan McNabb had that arm. Oh, Donovan McNabb had that cannon. But Vic had them legs, and he could throw that rocket. So now you got Patrick Mahomes, who's a combination of like both of them. He's not as fast as Vic, but he has that head knowledge, understanding the game the right way. You see what I'm saying? So just imagine if Vic was able to do that back then. He would have won way more Super Bowls than Tom Brady, or at least he would have won enough and had all these records that like, man, this dude right here is the greatest to ever play the game. And that's why I say that for me, Michael Vick is the greatest bust. I don't like to use that term, but the greatest bust in the sense of how it's spoken about in NFL history because of what he could have been, what he was capable of. I know that may, throw y'all for a loop for those who are sports fans, but I come from a different perspective. I'm gonna give things from a different perspective. Most of the time, a bust is defined as, okay, we drafted this person and we have these high expectations for them, but I got high expectations for my people in general. And when you understand football and you understand what Vic brought to the game and the caliber of player that Vic was, then you're like, you know what? There is some merit to what I'm saying. But we said that. Let's go over here. And then we're going to read this real fast. It says, are you a football fan? Will you be watching the Super Bowl on Sunday? Now, this is an old article. While football remains the most popular spectator sport in America, let that sink in. While football remains the most popular spectator sport in America, in last year's Super Bowl between Tampa Bay and Kansas City was the highest rated primetime telecast with over 92 million viewers. The league continues to be plagued by controversies, from the ongoing debate over brain injuries to issues about race. This is why I don't support it no more. Those are my brothers and, I'm going to say sisters, but you got sisters that are part of the NFL also. They're not on the field, but they're still part of it. But most of these are my brothers on the field banging themselves into each other over a check. Over a check. So you can have 50,000, 60,000 fans in the stadium or more screaming and, saying, yay, and everything. But then when it's all said and done, when you get to the real issues, most of them don't give a damn about you. If you take away your title as an NFL star, they don't give a damn about you. And that's why I can't rock with it like that. I want to. I want to, be cheering, go Eagles. I'm going to look. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to see who won the game. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I ain't going to see who won. I may even look at the highlights. Okay, what happened? Okay, what's the stats look like? Okay, yeah, they had a pretty solid game. Then I'm going to move on. But I cannot support it the way that I support it in regards to being a fan and fanatic and, go Eagles and this and go Eagles that when you got issues talking about the brain. Like this is crazy, and we are exalting this as a people, but we're talking about our greatness. Our greatness is making it into the NFL. Our greatness is making it into the NBA. That's our ceiling for greatness. Who gave us that ceiling? God didn't give me that. God didn't give me that ceiling. Your greatness should include those things. If you want to do it along with everything else, you should be great in everything. Our greatness should include at the forefront of our greatness. It should be, in regards to men, it should be you're a great father. You are in the hall of fathers. You got the Hall of Fame. You got the Hall of Faith, which y'all hear me talk about many times. We got the Hall of Fathers. The Hall of Fame of fathers of faith. Come on now. That should be our greatness. Every black man should be in the Hall of Fathers, where he has a bust. He was a great father. If I had the money, I would set that up. You see, they don't want to give people like us money. The devil will fight and fight and fight against us true believers having some real money to impact that type of change. Because when we get ideas like this, man, just imagine if somebody did something like that. Now, I ain't talking about we going in here and we worshiping these images, these busts and everything. I'm just talking about, hey, we use this as a landmark, as an example. Instead of having a Hall of Fame where you got these great NFL stars, how about a Hall of Fathers? Men of faith that were great fathers. Because if a man is a man of great faith in Christ, he's going to be a great father. And he should be honored and respected because the Bible says that. And then you get inducted into, come on, man. See, they won't give me no money. They won't give me no money. They won't allow me to get no money. They fighting against me every single way. They didn't want me to get this money from this house. Y'all know about that? You know what they did? The city going in and falsifying records over some verbal threats. I'm going to drop the evidence one day, but I'm still debating if I want to get this lawsuit. I got the recordings. I'm going to drop them one day, but I got to be in right timing. But just imagine you had a hall of fathers. Great fathers that other black men and young black men and also other white men and young white men can look up to. See, this wouldn't just be a hall of fathers in the sense of, we only going to put black men in here. We put great white men in here also that are fathers. Now, they got to be men of faith now. See, you can't give me no money because I show out in the right way. That's why they don't want us to have no money, y'all. because they know what most of us would do with it. Those of us who are truly righteous. You can't tell me that ain't no great idea. You can't tell me that ain't no great idea. They don't want nothing like that because why? It would instill and it would enforce the Bible that much more. But no, we more so focus on being in the Hall of Faith. The Hall of Fame and not the Hall of Faith. We more so focus on being great only when it comes to the NFL or sports in general, but not just being great in general. Because God made us to be great. If he didn't, then why did he give Adam and Eve rulership over the world? You name the animals, Adam. I've given you authority over this and over that and over this and over that. I've made you to be an example of what greatness is because I'm great. Now go be great. And the children that come from you will be great because you are an example of greatness. I'm mad right now because I ain't got the money to do it. Because if I had the money, I'll make it happen. Hey, make a few phone calls. Let's make this happen right here. How long is it going to take? Oh, that's too long. We need this now. We need this right now. That's why I get mad when I got all these ideas and I can't do nothing with them because I ain't got the money to do it. The NFL has acknowledged repeatedly that there are not enough coaches and team executives of color. It's purposely like that because it's a good old boy club. Even as nearly 70% of players are black. So 70%, when you're talking about brain injuries, you're mostly talking about black people. And y'all want me to continue to support this? You wonder why I don't support it no more. With much knowledge comes much what? Responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. If there's an ongoing debate of the league being plagued by controversies in regards to brain issues and issues about race, you know what happened with Colin Kaepernick, right? Even though I don't support his beliefs, like come on, like for real, and people were offended by that. You see what I'm saying? Play football and shut up. Get your ass on the field, do what we tell you to do, entertain us, and don't talk about nothing else. As long as you do that, you good to go, and we ain't gonna come for you. But you go outside of that, we coming for you. And that's what happened. Now, I don't agree with him groveling to get back in the league. I don't agree with that. But hey, it is what it is. Again, nearly 70% of players are black. And depending on what source you read, they're going to give you different numbers. One article I read, they said that the numbers are down. But it's still over 50%. I think it's like 60%. And yet, most of these brain injuries are coming to who? Who we know as black people. The Bible says to what? On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as you love yourself. We are made in the image of God, and therefore, my people first and foremost are also made in his image, which means they made in my image. And I'm made in theirs, who was made in the image of God. Why would I be happy and excited to watch those in my image physically bash their head for a bunch of white men that don't give a damn about them so they can line their pockets? Oh, they got this in place for them. They don't really care. They got that to cover their butts. It's called insurance. Why would I do that? That's the same thing for white people. Like, why would I want to watch that? Why would I want to continue to support that if I want the best for them? Now, when they're trying to come for my people, then hey, I got to say something because, you seeing us as a threat is because of your lack of understanding who you are. white men and white women seeing the black man and black woman as a threat because they don't understand who they are. So everybody ain't understanding who they are and what they're capable of. So now you have all this fighting over nothing when it's enough for everybody, enough to go around for everybody. But when you think, oh, there's a scarcity of this, there's a scarcity of that, there's a scarcity of white women, and the black man coming for our white women, so now we got to castrate and destroy the black man. That's a bunch of bull jive. Ain't it more women than men anyway? If it ain't now, it's going to be that in the end of the world. But ain't enough women to go around? Like, come on, man. Ain't enough white women to go around? Stop it. Ain't enough black women to go around? Stop it. Ain't enough white men to go around? Stop it. Ain't enough black men to go around? Stop it. If there ain't enough white men to go around, because we know about the population decline of the white population as a whole, it ain't our fault. It's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. In the sense of America. Y'all implemented all these policies that go against the word of God while you professing the word of God, and now it's coming back to bite you in the butt. You can't do that. You can't sit here and preach the word of God and don't think you're not going to be held accountable. I read an article yesterday, and I was going to include it in a sermon I did yesterday, where it said that the army is primarily made up of over 50%. I think it said 54% of white males. 54% of the military is white males. Let me see if I can get it real fast. White, non-Hispanic, the Army, 54% black, not Hispanic, 20.2%, Hispanic, 17.2%, and so on and so on. This is one reason why America cannot afford to go to war with Russia. For one, we know about the economy situation, right? We ain't got to go there. We discussed that. But two, the white population is already on a decline. We discussed that. This ain't nothing I'm making up. You can go look it up. Elon Musk even spoke about it, which is why he's going out here having all these children and stuff. That's what they're really saying. If America goes to war, then don't you think this number is going to decrease? A lot of people are going to die. And they're going to be primarily what? White males. If there are no white males, if this number goes down because they have died, then what does that do? That increases the black number in regard to the military and just black people in general. They know this. But y'all are not thinking about these things. And you see what I'm saying? All this warring and fighting, now you're fighting against your own people. Russia and the people who are in power in America and Ukraine, it's the same people. This ain't nothing but another civil war. Now I know civil war on the surface is defined as, but it's in the sense of being the same people, it's a civil war. And you really think that black folks today gonna go over there and fight if they say, hey, we need y'all to come fight and you finna get drafted? Black folks ain't finna go for that. Ain't like, nah, I ain't finna go fight your war. Now I ain't saying that some black folks ain't gonna go, but a lot of black folks, I don't see them going to fight unless there's a great incentive. Hey, we'll give you this and we'll give you that if you go over and fight for us. The same thing they did during the Civil War. Because history repeats itself. Oh, God, I told you it's going to be a good one, didn't I? I told you it's going to be a good one. I'm going to make you think. I'm going to give you some things. I'm going to plant some seeds that are going to make you think like, whoa. Again, this is nothing that I'm making up. All you got to do is go in and type it in there and then do the research and find out if it's true. White. Let's see if I can type right. Popu. And you're going to get mixed articles. Brookings.edu. It's just so many different articles on this. And we got sermons on that. But I want to jump over here. 5 reasons why 80% of retired NFL players go broke. This article is more than 7 years old. February 9th, 2015. 5 reasons why 80% of retired NFL players go broke. And NFL is primarily made up of who? Black folks. Black males. And we are sitting here celebrating simply because 2 quote-unquote black quarterbacks are headlining the Super Bowl while our people are bashing their heads, getting brain injuries, which is affecting so many different things. And the good old boys, they getting richer and richer and richer and richer. Let me type this in real fast. Let me see. NFL owners went up. I'm just typing something random. NFL, let me see. Let me see if I can type in something else. Team go up. Boom. NFL teams continue to become more valuable, rising in 2022 to an average of $4.47 billion, an increase of 28% year over year. And y'all are happy. You are satisfied. And y'all wonder why I say what I say and why I preach the way I preach. Y'all are satisfied with 2 black quarterbacks being in the Super Bowl. So that means over the you-know-what situation that's currently going on, it increased 28%. And it rose during that. Come on, man. I'm about to get mad. The Dallas Cowboys, which is the definition of, you know what I'm saying, we talking about racism and plantation owner, Jerry Jones, sit at an estimated valuation of $8 billion, making them the most valuable sports team in the world, the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if you've ever been to Texas, but Texas is black. Dallas is black. And what's also in Dallas? A whole bunch of hard legs that like to get with hard legs, if you know what I'm talking about. We call it, the biblical term, we call it sodomy. But Dallas, you go to Dallas, yeah, I hate going through Dallas because of traffic. And this is the richest team, the most valuable team in the world, the Dallas Cowboys. America's team. No, it's not the America's team, it's the world's team. Cowboys. I mean, come on, man. And we are satisfied with it. I'm not satisfied with 2 black quarterbacks being in the Super Bowl. Because who gonna get that money? Just because the Dallas Cowboys didn't make it to the Super Bowl don't mean that Jerry Jones ain't gonna get his cut. They split it up, just for y'all, so y'all know. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, they will get a bigger cut of that ad revenue pie. And then the winning team will get the biggest cut. But the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to get their cut too. More so Jerry Jones going to get his cut. Jerry Jones he's a plantation owner. He's a slave owner. He's a slave driver. Everybody knows that. And y'all are happy with this? I don't want, like I said, just that. I don't want that $8 billion. I want every single molecule. $8 billion ain't enough. I want it all. I want you and your children. Because that's what the word says. You and your children, children. That's what the word says. You don't believe me? Then go look it up. Not go for anybody, whether they black or white. Now, the article we just brought up, we're gonna listen to it and see what it's talking about. Let me turn the volume.
Sports Illustrated recently estimated that 80% of retired NFL players go broke in their first three.
Let me rewind it real fast. Okay, let's get it.
Sports Illustrated recently estimated that 80% of retired NFL players go broke in their first 3 years out of the league.
Now they make all that money, and then they are broke in their first 3 years out of the league. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why does that happen? Because it's not set up for them to be successful in that regard. It's set up for a small group that have gotten to a level of understanding, and they are exalted as the superstars of the league. Hey, we're going to introduce you to this person, that person, that person. Why? Because they know that then they will make more money off of them. They make more money off of LeBron James being LeBron James and LeBron James having the title of billionaire. Because now, we can be billionaires too. Not really understanding the system. That he was groomed for all that way before y'all even know it. Now, the players that are retiring and they're being broke, they have accountability also. The word tells us that our people are destroyed for what? That lack of knowledge, that lack of wisdom, that lack of understanding. We get so focused on the physical, getting to the league, helping our family out and all these other things, and stunting and buying this and buying that. But then we're not preparing ourselves to be able to handle all these different things.
Sports Illustrated. How is this possible in a sport rolling in revenue with an average salary of almost $2 million a year? With few except...
Hold on, let me fix this real fast. All right, we should be good to go ahead to fix the reading speed. I think I was playing with it a little bit earlier, and so it was reading a little bit too slow. But let's get back into it.
How is this possible in a sport rolling in revenue with an average salary of almost $2 million a year? With few exceptions, the star players I have represented since salaries exploded are set financially for life. These are the players at the tip of the compensation pyramid, but what about the rest?
Notice the language they're using. The compensation pyramid.
These are the players at the tip of the compensation pyramid, but what about the rest? The median income in the NFL is roughly $750,000, and the average career span is less than 4 years. Most college graduates don't attain these levels of revenue in their first years out of college. Why are the athletes struggling?
Again, the median income in the NFL is roughly $750,000, and the average career span is less than 4 years. Y'all looking and saying, "Oh, they made it to the league," when most players, it's a revolving cycle. Get him in, get him out, get him in, get him out, get him in, get him out. Y'all looking at these big stars, you thinking, oh, now they have long careers because they generate more money. They want to protect their asset. They want to protect their investment, right? But everybody else, in and out, in and out, in and out. Next up, 4 years they're out of the league. You don't even know they was in the league. 4 years they're in. 4 years they're out. They gone.
1. Lack of competent financial planning advice. Athletes are no different than any other college grads in that they were not trained as undergrads in budgeting, the tax system, and long-term financial planning.
Facts.
This is an area of specialized expertise, and an athlete receiving large compensation needs a safety net of advisors. Upon signing a potential draftee, we encourage them to pick a qualified financial advisor with a proven track record. These advisors help the athlete put together a budget, follow mutually agreed upon strategies, and protect themselves legally. A community-oriented athlete will find beneficial relationships with businessmen off the field who are also willing to help. When parents, university panels, and alums screen prospective agents and financial planners, it enables the athlete to make a better choice. But many NFLers are approached on campus by financial planners and agents who offer financial inducements to sign with them. Some financial planners ask players to sign power of attorney, enabling the advisor to make investments or withdraw money without prior authorization. This is fraught with peril.
You see the scam going on? They're taking advantage of them. And because so many black NFL players don't have that system in place, that community to protect them, where they can go to and say, hey, we're not dealing with them, come deal with us because we looked out for you. LeBron James, he has that. The same people he grew up with, that he trusts, is some of the same people that he has around him now. Not saying he don't have other people, but you get the point. Again, if the average span of a career is 4 years, then that means that what? They're coming in and they're taking advantage of most of these NFL players. They're getting the money, but then the money going right back to them. To these financial planners that are taking advantage of these players. And they know they can take advantage of them because they're stepping in and they're playing them off of, oh, I'm like a father figure. And no matter what a man says, every man, he wants a father figure in his life. So by coming in like that, and that's how Jerry Jones does. Jerry Jones plays the role of, I'm a father figure. I've looked out for you. I've taken care of you. I did this. I did that. Now worship me. That's how people. That's why black people love playing for Jerry Jones. It's a psychological war that's going on, but that's for another video in regards to the things that Jerry Jones does and stuff like that.
The NFLPA has tried to protect players financially. They have a program that scrutinizes financial planners and only allows referrals to the planners who they approve. The NFLPA offers education in the financial areas in a variety of ways. The NFL holds a mandatory seminar for draft picks that also tries to warn and protect them. Some athletes do not avail themselves of any of these protections.
And that's the truth. That's the truth. Like I said earlier, the players have responsibility also. And if the tools are in place and they don't make use of the tools, that's their own fault. But at the same time, the NFL only really has that because they have to. You got the NFLPA that's supposed to protect the players and stuff like that and everything. And we live in a different world. We live in a different world where knowledge has increased. And because knowledge has increased, people are making better informed decisions. But the problem is too many people aren't making better informed decisions in comparison to those that are.
2. Supporting a village. Some athletes feel obliged to provide financial support to family, extended family, and friends. They are sharing their largesse with a large number of others.
Now, this is what kills me right here. If the so-called people, they do this, it's not an issue. If white people do it, it's not an issue. But if black people are now supporting their family, oh, this is an issue why they're going broke. No, the issue isn't that black people are supporting their family. The issue is that the black family is taking of those that are helping to support them. We all need to be educating ourselves. And then the players have to step up and say, no, I'm not doing that unless you show me you got a business plan. You show me that you are going to be responsible with this money and everything, or whatever it is, then we can move forward. Because a lot of black folks, they want to attach to the family, leech off of them, and then it's the truth. The black players end up going broke. And now the black player ain't got nothing. He back with the village. Oh yeah, he made it to the NFL, but he ain't got nothing to show for it. So the black family of these NFL players have to learn and educate themselves to be a asset, a true asset, and not a liability. And too many of our people are liabilities. But I don't agree with, not supporting your people and stuff like that. They always bring this argument up when it comes to our people. And the crazy thing is what number 3 says about divorce was deals with what? With family.
3. Divorce, often cited as the number one challenge. Divorce drains funds and legal fees and dissipates assets. The athlete ends up with half of what they earned and may have large and burdensome alimony and child support payments.
And we know about the child support system. It's a scam. For those who don't know, it's a scam. I don't have to worry about that, but I do have enough wisdom to know and understand it's a scam. It's not set up to bring the black family back together. It's set up to, hey, get this money and divide the family more. I know this for a fact. And you can go talk to so many people about how the child support system is set up. Again, another issue with this is most of these men aren't marrying who they're supposed to be marrying in the first place. They're marrying women they should have never married. Not realizing these women are agents of the devil sent to get these funds from them, have these babies with them, and then pretty much take half or more than what they got, and now they stressed out for the rest of their life. It's purposely set up like that. We're talking about spiritual now. Don't just be looking on the surface. And you ain't got to worry about divorce if you married a righteous woman or you married a righteous man, do you? I have no reason to divorce my wife. She has no reason to divorce me.
4. Lack of awareness of how rapidly a career can end. The athlete forgets that the current rate of compensation
is not going to last and can be terminated by injury or skill at any point. Spending habits assume the revenue will be coming forever.
And what is that? That's pride right there. They made it to the NFL. They feel like they're on top of the world. They fresh legs, fresh strength. They coming in, they probably dominating. And they think it won't end. That's pride. Pride in their black greatness. But the very thing they lack is going to be their downfall. Lack of awareness, lack of accountability, lack of spiritual enlightenment, true spiritual enlightenment to understand what's going on and make moves accordingly.
5. Lack of preparation for second career.
NFL players have long off seasons they can use to lay
the foundation for their life after football.
True.
Some athletes do not give it a thought and end up missing the structure and direction that football has given them. The early retirement years can be non-productive.
They should already have a foundation established even before they go into the league. A foundation should already be established about what they're going to do after they get out, or at least, it could change, but at least have some type of foundation of how you're going to move after the NFL. And of course, negotiate, get your money up front, just in case something does happen, then you can bounce.
There are gifted advisors that an athlete can utilize.
The league, NFLPA, and agents
Try and push athletes to use help which also embodies a teaching aspect that can empower awareness. It is up to the athlete to follow the guidance.
And that's a true statement. Like I said, I'm not putting all the blame on the NFL. But I do know the real reason why they have these different things in place. We live in a different age. It's not like it was before where knowledge wasn't out there. They're like, okay, hey, it's out there, so let's go ahead and get ahead of this now. Let's go ahead and put these things in place so they come to us. Why? Because we want to continue to encourage black men to raise up their children to come into the NFL or aspire to be in the NFL or the NBA or these different sports arenas So we have more product to push out because the NFL is a business. And if you ain't got no players playing, you have no league. If you got no black players, then you have no league, which means they have no money and therefore they have no power because they use that money to invest in other avenues, real estate, gold and silver. We talked about that in our last videos. It's all connected, but you're not seeing that. Hopefully you're seeing it now. And so they can have their money that they get now. We have to aspire for greatness. And I ain't talking about just greatness in regards to sports. I love sports. I love to compete in that aspect. I love basketball. Football, I don't like to get hit like that. I got hit one time and got knocked in my butt, and it didn't feel too good. Basketball, that was my game. I believe and I know that with my drive, if I would have really put my mind to it, I would have been in the NBA. And my dad, he was good enough that he could have made it to the NBA. Like, I remember his nickname. I'm gonna tell you the story, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Growing up, my dad's name was Nate the Wonder Gun. My dad grew up in the same area, Foley, Alabama, Fairhope, Bay Minette, what y'all probably know as the Gulf Shores, where you have a lot of football talent that comes from that place. For example, Julio Jones came out of there. A lot of y'all, don't know because I don't talk about it, but I'm actually related to Julio Jones. I ain't talking about just like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like way down. Like, I can literally go down there and I know where his people stay at. I can go knock on the door and everything because that's where my a lot of my family is in that area. We know these people. Now, I don't know them like that because I'm not down there like that, but I know where they're at. My family is still down there. So I'm related to Julio Jones, who's going to go in the Hall of Fame as one of the greatest wide receivers to play the game. And also some other people that that are greats in their respective sports. I'm not going to mention in this video. But I'm just going to use him as an example. But my dad was known as Nate the Wonder Gun. He was great in basketball. And I call him the Steph Curry of his day because I remember going to see him play later in life, and he used to shoot from half court, just pull up and just launch it. Nothing but net, like Steph Curry does today. And my dad was and still is a very, very driven man. Very, very, very driven. I give him that. Now, he got some other stuff going on spiritually in regards to who he worships, but in regards to drive, I ain't gonna take that from him. And growing up, my dad was always in the gym, and guess who was right there with him? It was me. And so when I got older, the people that saw me in the gym with my dad, they was like, "Oh, Papa, you don't play ball? You don't play basketball?" Because they thought I was going to be something. They thought I was going to go on to college or whatever and then go pro or whatnot because I was always with my dad in the gym. I was always playing sports, and they know how my dad was. The problem was his pride. He was so focused on himself and thinking that he still got it instead of focusing on his son and continue to teach me the game and raise me up to play the game that I never got that opportunity. I know with my drive and the way my dad is, I would have took the game over. I know that for a fact. But hey, life plays out the way it plays. But he ended up, he had a chance to go to New York and play, not the New York Knicks, but go to New York and go to college. So he probably would have went to one of the big colleges, maybe, or a small college and transferred and stuff like that. And then, go on to the league and everything. But he ended up going to the military instead because he wanted the money. He didn't really like school, from my understanding. He didn't like school like that. So that ended. But yeah, we just have to make better decisions and stuff like that. And we have the ability to be great in whatever we do. This isn't just about sports, man. We have the ability to be great in whatever we do, but we limit ourselves. Oh, we gotta make it to the NFL. We gotta make it here. We gotta make it there. I'm not raising my children to be great in sports. If they be great in sport, they're gonna be great because they're great men. Now, certain things I'm raising them to be great in, like engineering, They play with Legos every day, but those Legos are a form of them being trained and groomed to engineer, to build, to contribute something to society besides sports. So I think that's about it. I probably got a few more things to say, but I cannot remember. And I don't want to just be sitting here, pretty much holding up your time and everything. But yeah, with that being said, God bless each and every one of you. In Jesus Christ's name, as always, stay focused for Jesus. And as you know, the truth is not debated, it is declared.